The master in action. Let's get a couple mics, okay? So what have you learned by watching himself throughout today and yesterday?
Preparation is key. Preparation is key.
Yeah, preparation.
Before you turn on that video camera.
Prepare before you turn on the video camera, right? And what's amazed me is it's not like days of preparation or like months of preparation, but there is a level of preparation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, nice. Okay, big round of applause for him here.
Kimberly likes to say often that planned events happen, and I love the theme. You started every morning with us putting out an intention and maybe a definite major purpose, and when you do that and you map it out, it gets done. It's what Dave, I watched this, he's so brilliant. He writes these things out, and part of his brilliance is the planning. And he plans, and then, of course, he has this really incredible ability to puke it out in one try, but it's awesome. And so I think we could all learn from that.
Yeah, and notice that every time when he before he starts really even going through the 12 steps, he's like, hey, what is this product for? What are we doing, right? And so it's like he's doing a little mini intention setting process right before he even gets into the sales process.
Yeah, so I think if we do that in the morning in a major way, and then everything we attack, we do it in the same way, I think we're going to see much better results.
Right. And I really believe that for intention setting, it's every time I switch activity. Right? So if I'm, for example, in the morning, I usually dedicate about an hour and a half to my mindset most mornings, right? And it's meditation time, it's prayer time, it's study time, it's listening to something, it's doing affirmations, doing some doodleization or whatever it is that I'm doing to like get my intention set for the day. But then I'm going to go into seeing clients next is what I'm going to do, coaching. Well, my intentions for coaching need to be a little bit different than my overall intention for the day. So right before I see my first client, I'm not going to let that client go in without just kind of doing a clearing, centering. I mean, it can take like a minute and then go, what's my intention, right? Be fully present, play full out, right? Then at the end of the day, you go home, right? And I'm at the house. And it's like before I walk in my door, I reset my intentions. What's my intention? Be fully present and to be a blessing to the family, right? Or whatever it is, right? Boom, walk in the door, switch gears. But this resetting of intentions every time we change activities is one of the most powerful things that we can do. And how powerful would it be if over and over again throughout the day, we just spent for 60 seconds, 2 minutes, actually focusing where it is that we're going. So we'll take like one, maybe two more comments, and then we're going to bring Dave up. Go ahead.
I love the fact that he set the intention, he did plan, but the fact that he does not like he goes into it with the confidence that I'm going to hit the points. I'm just going to hit the points. What I think I've done in video before is I plan to the point of, oh my gosh, I have to be exact and all that, and you end up overstressing it, and then you're just not speaking from an authentic place. And so I've had to learn to come from that. And he's just a master in teaching how you just trust that you've gone through your planning. You can let go of it then. You don't have to keep, I have to hit this. You don't have to freak out over it and go to the other extreme. Because there's two extremes, right?
You got it.
And that's the thing that it's not coming from that extreme place and just going and trusting that you, with confidence, you're going to hit it.
You're going to hit it. Yeah. This is a huge thing, and super powerful to watch him. I mean, he writes it down. Notice he's not carrying flashcards. He's not reading from a teleprompter. I mean, for those of you at home, there's no teleprompter in the back, like guiding him for any of this stuff. I mean, how could there be?
I don't know if I could read that fast.
Right. I don't even think you can read that fast, right? Well, really, I mean, and so it's like he plans it out, and then what does he do? He erases the board.
Yep. Just go.
Right? And it's like now it's got to come from the head and the heart, and it comes out from the heart, and that you feel the difference. Yep. And in doing some of the guided meditations that I do, one of the things I do is when I plan out a guided meditation, I never read. I did in the early days. I never read it like when I'm recording, and I consistently get feedback from people like, wow, it sounds like your heart's really in it. And then they'll buy another disc and they'll listen to somebody like reading from a script, and it's like it's dead. It loses its authenticity. It loses its spontaneity. There has to be planning, but then there has to be that heart space.
Right.
So great stuff. Huge round of applause for Melissa. Okay. And with that in mind, it is time to bring David Wood back up. Let's welcome him with a huge round of applause.
Great having him around. around, isn't it? So our whole family's cool. Our whole family's pretty cool. We got a really neat family, you know. So here's what we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna break state with Paul doing a King's speech. All right, and basically we're just gonna say we're just gonna start cheering. The music's gonna go, and then he's gonna do a King's speech. Huh? No, just here, because otherwise we're going to have to move all around. It'll take longer and stuff like that. And then I'm going to go right into why they should watch, which is I'm going to help you learn high ticket, I'm going to help you learn how to earn high ticket money. And I'm going to show you how to create mass influence, become famous on the internet, right? Main core benefits. And then we're going to go straight to results-based testimonials, okay? So I need some volunteers who are, again, we did this earlier, right, but who did not have the mass influence formula at the time, the master's course, right? You decided to go all in and buy it, and then you completely changed the results that you got. So who has the best stories, you think? We got one right there, okay? Two, we need some ladies. Okay? No, I was just joking. You got all in right away. You have a great story.
I have a great story about how I got all in.
About how you got all in?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Okay. Any ladies want to volunteer for a great story here? Okay, more men. More men would like to volunteer for stories. Huh?
I can use my story.
Huh? Okay, great. All right, I'll go straight. Yeah, you can do it. It's fine. You raise your hand. Okay, great. We're going to go straight into stories. Then I'm actually going to spend some time just talking about the high ticket model and really how to accelerate earning commissions in our comp plan. So I'm going to spend a lot of time on that, right? And then we'll talk about the excuse, and basically we're just going to I'll just go into call to action from there. I'll talk about the product too, but that's the basic flow. We all cool? All right, so here, and then Joe Chance. We'll just stay on this side. It's fine for the testimonials. We'll just take those four. How'd they go? All right, Paul, you ready? You need Will to come up here and pat you on the back or something, touch you in that special anchor spot.
Okay. Do you want me to get into anything about the 50 or the possible action, all of that we talked about?
Well, here's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to go results-based financial testimonials first. Okay, and we'll also take a couple of people that just got it right away, not just people who struggled to get it. So I'll utilize. Because all the women in here just buy the mass influence formula right away, right? So we don't have any of this, like, I thought about it and I was wussing out. The women are just like, psh, right? They're smarter. So we'll go results-based we'll go results-based testimonials, right? And then I'll come back around because you didn't have the money, right? Anybody else did not have the money and then you came up with it in this room, right? Okay, so we'll utilize those ones on that part of the section because that way it'll overcome that excuse partially. But I think that the 50 things we'll do in a downsell or in the all-in upsell sequence.
Okay.
Cool. And so you can allude to it. You can allude to the fact that, hey, I just made a list and I just decided to do it. But let's not go into tons of detail in this video.
Compliance thing, because one of the reasons I got all in was I had a lady that was in my team message me and said, hey, I'm going to go all in. Do you have a product? And I was like freaking out, basically because I didn't have it. I didn't have the mass influence or the final product. And so I had to go out and sell my car and all kinds of pretty much everything I owned to get it in a 4-day period because she was cashing in her 401k and getting the money. And so I know if we, right now, in the same situation would have been essentially I wouldn't have been qualified to earn a commission there.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just want to make sure that's compliant to be able to say that I bought it because I was going to miss out on the commission, essentially.
It's fine? No? Not fine? Oh, you're asking. Okay, hold on. All right, yeah, whatever. We'll put it in there. If we need to edit it out, we'll delete it. Okay, cool. Okay. How to create mass influence. All right, Paul, you ready?
Yep.
All right, so we gotta come on up. Come on up. Okay, guys, we gotta hype him up. All right. Hey, hold on a second. And is the music? Oh, we need a mic.
We need to do a mic check, guys. Since we're going to be recording this. Paul, go ahead and talk a little bit.
Check, check, check.
Levels good? We're good?
All right, so.
Turn the levels down on Paul.
If you can also check the volume of the music.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's get straight on the volume of the music, too, so we don't drown them out.
All right, so everybody, we're going to start cheering, okay, and then we start playing the music, okay?
Well,
So,
we're checking the volumes on the music.
okay.
What the heck?
You rock, brother. Download. Are we ready?
Love you, brother. You got it.
I love you.
Can you beat this morning?
That was
he
a lot
can beat
shorter. This is going to be like 2 minutes.
Hey, let's help him get into stage real fast.
Yeah.
As a group. Here, let me pop up real fast.
And then we'll start the music over and we'll all start cheering and then he'll go. Whenever Will says it's ready.
Yeah, well, I think he's really close already. I can see it in, but let's help him.
You see it? He's
Let's help him as a group. So what we're going to do is to help feed him your energy, and let's have you step forward a little bit, brother. There you go. Okay. Let's do 10 seconds of insane happiness. Okay. Before we roll it, and I want you to just aim it like straight at him and you. I want you to go right into, the Cuddy power posture, right? So you go up and do your power posture.
Actually, could we do the 10 seconds of insane happiness and record that as the start, and then start the music and he just goes?
Yeah, that do. But I think that's gonna shoot it. That's gonna inject you with a ton of energy.
So can I start right after they're done, or?
Yeah.
Well, right after they're done, the music will start, and then you just flow right into it.
So watch me when I tell you to sit down, just right?
And just tell us when the music's ready so we can begin the insane happiness. So right when Will says this, then start the music.
So hang on. So let's.
Hey, Will, what if
No, you can be in the video. It doesn't matter if you're in the video.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Paul goes like this,
As soon as you see Paul go, poof,
and we go, poof, poof.
yeah, he's gonna go.
Oh, dude, that is awesome. Yeah, you got it. You got this.
That's a mojo on that one. That's right. All right. So I don't think I need to be in it. I'm just gonna pop over here.
It's fine if you are. I mean, if it's
Yeah.
helpful for you to be there, so.
I don't
it
think
doesn't
so.
matter.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop over here or actually, why don't you cue it up? You can cue up the 10 seconds of insane happiness.
Well, we're just going to cut right to the insane happiness, so it doesn't matter who cues it up, right?
All right,
it's
I'll cue it up then.
The video will start with us going berserk.
I like queuing it up, right? Yeah, cue it up, Will. All right. So tell me when we're ready. You guys ready? Okay. All right. I want everyone. Is my mic on? Okay. No? Hello. Okay. So everyone, go ahead and just drop down into a quiet, centered place. Okay. Think Zen Master. And already just set your intention inside the room. Just set it for Paul. Kind of send energy his way. Send good thoughts his way. Send your prayers his way. Those of you at home, same thing. Just send it all right into Paul. Reaching out. Okay. And then quiet. And you can help at home by exploding out of your chair too.
Citizens of the kingdom, my name is Paul Hutchings, and I stand here before you today, a messenger of a message that you've been waiting far too long to hear. A message that comes not from inside me, but from a place somewhere beyond, that is deeper, that is far beyond any one of individually, but maybe comes from us collectively. Friends, I come here today to speak life into you. And the reason is, for far too long, we've been listening to the forces of evil. We've been listening to people putting us down and telling us we're less than. The forces of evil telling us we have to be like someone else, or we have to perform like someone who's not us. The forces of evil telling us that we can't take the power inside of us and bring it out into the world. Well, my friends, I'm here to tell you that the infiniteness wants us to develop our power and bring it out, to give the people around us permission to shine, permission to be who they were born to be, but they're not being that person because of the forces of evil. Citizens of the kingdom, I'm here to deliver to you a message of freedom, and I'm here to tell you that the forces of evil, they might be able to criticize us, they might be able to put us down, they might be able to speak destruction into us, but they will never take our freedom!
If you're watching this video right now, I'm going to show you in this video how to create mass influence, how to get people to do what you want them to do in an ethical way. I'm going to teach you at the same time how to massively multiply the amount of commissions you're earning. In fact, if you continue to watch this entire video, I'm going to show you how people in our community have earned thousands of dollars in a single day by applying a little-known secret principle of influence called the mass influence formula. But before I get into that, I want to teach you something about commissions in your business. See, a lot of people, they get involved in this kind of an industry originally in something like a normal network marketing company with low-ticket sales, where basically you're selling subscription products and earning a tiny percentage down lots of levels of people, and that's all the money that you can earn. Well, what we discovered is that if you can learn how to make high-ticket money in your business, you can massively increase your advertising budget and exponentially expand the speed at which you can create income, wealth, and influence in your business here, and I want to help you do that now. But before I do, I want to introduce you to some people in our community that have purchased the mass influence formula, and before they did that, they were struggling, and then after they purchased this product, they created incredible results in their business and their life. And so let me just grab the microphone and go around here real quick. We're going to start over here with you, Chad. Why don't you just tell us your story?
Hey, how's it going? It's Chad Oxted, and I've been able to bring people in to my business. I was in for 6 months before I could find the money to really make the decision to get the mass influence product. And right as soon as I made that decision, that choice to get it, the next day I made a $4,150 day.
That's incredible. Give him a hand, everybody. Give him a hand.
Yeah, Darren Little here. I've been around this industry for quite some time, but never had a situation where I've made like $7,163 in a single day. This product has completely changed my business. It's completely changed my life. The first month applying it, I had a $10,000 month. By month 3, I had a $25,000 month, and it's all because of this product right here.
Give him a hand, everybody. Cousin for Joe Dan.
Hey, I'm Joe Chancellor, and I was actually new to the industry, and I wanted to scale up and trade out my salary by going online from being a lawyer to finding this online business. And I was a little reluctant, so I came in at about the team builder formula, and I was able to make a few $1,000s, but it wasn't enough. And I kept going to my mentor saying, how can I make more money with this level? And he's like, Joe, did you get all in? Did you get the mass influence? And I was like, no. And then finally I did, and within 30 to 40 days I had my first $10,000 month.
Give him a hand, everybody. Desmond Soon. Let's go over to Desmond Soon.
Hey, David, I'm Desmond Soon, and I'm a 38-year-old single parent. And when I got into this business in 2013, back then, what happened was I was bankrupt. I was so broke that I was stealing diapers from the supermarket. So I really had no choice. I had to scale my business up. But I was really just messing around with myself. I wasn't taking it seriously. So 9 months into the business, I finally got this product. And the day that I got the product, I actually had the biggest month I ever had in this entire business. At that time was $4,625. And I that was because not only did I get it, 2 of my team members also got it, and I was able to earn the commissions from that. So that was the start of how my business took off. And then ever since that time, about 9 months later after that, I got laid off from my job. And, you know, as a single parent, it's a very, very desperate situation. You need to take care of your kids, pay your rent, pay your bills. And what happened was I was able to walk away from a job and be 100% full-time stay-at-home parent because of this product.
Give him a hand, everybody. That's a good guy.
My name is Vitaly Dubinin from Israel. I actually got the Mass Influence formula pretty soon after I joined the Empower Network, and immediately the day after I sponsored my first person. And because of this product, I awoke a fire inside of me to influence masses of people, to influence my team members. And because of this product, my biggest day so far was $5,249 in one day. I hit my $10,000 per month, my second month, and $61,000 so far because of the information I learned inside the Mass Influence formula.
Great. Go ahead and put the microphone here. I'm going to show you guys how it works. So let me explain to you guys the concept here behind high-ticket sales, and then I'm going to talk about actually what you're getting when you purchase the Mass Influence formula and how much the information is worth. Basically, we've gone over this concept before. It's called a funnel. And a funnel works as you get traffic into your funnel. You capture a certain amount of leads, and you capture a certain amount of front-end sales, and then people end up buying more products that cost more as your funnel continues. Well, what ends up happening is if you don't have high-ticket products that you can sell, you're basically just missing commissions, because you're going to find that your customers that get involved in your business, the people on your list, they really want high-quality information that not is just going to show them how to sell things, not just how to build teams, but it's going to show them how to create a presence of being famous on and off the internet to where they can really step into the life that they deserve. Well, that kind of information obviously costs more, and if you sell one, you can earn more commissions. And so as you're advertising, here's what happens is you're going to find out that there's a certain amount of cost that you have to put out in your business to generate the amount of traffic that you need to earn the income that you want. So if you want to make like $10,000 a month, you're going to need to invest a certain amount of money to get enough traffic to create $10,000 a month. Well, what happens is if you do your business the right way, if you can generate one-time high-ticket commissions on the back end of your funnel, a certain amount of your customers are just going to buy it, and you can literally scale your business to a point where you can create the income that you want in your business and your life. So here's how the Mass Influence formula works. First of all, it is our highest price online education product. It's $3,500, and if you purchase it, you'll own all the product suite inside of Empower Network, and also you're going to be able to earn a 30 to 60% commission, which works out to be $1,050, okay, to $2,100 in commissions whenever you make a sale. In other words, if somebody sees this video and they make a buying decision right when you get started, you're going to make $1,050. If you do 3 of those sales, you'll actually make your money back. But it's not just because you want to get a commission that you need access to this information. Look, I want you to think about the people that are in this room, and maybe the cameras could look at them for a second. The people in this room right here are responsible for over $184 million in sales. This isn't a room of average people on the internet. It's not a room of people that haven't gotten any results. These are all $1 million earners, 6-figure earners, people on their way to $1 million. These are people that are kings of the internet, okay? And they actually know the things that they need to know to create wealth and influence on their own. But the question is why are they here with me? Why are they here with Empower Network? It's because I'm applying the principles in the Mass Influence formula to create what we call culture, which is what you need in your business to keep people around. See, Paul Hutchings, I don't know where he went, but he was a result of the very first person that I sponsored on the internet. I don't know where Paul went, so I'm just going to keep talking. I sponsored a guy named Daniel, and then literally 3 months later, Daniel quit. But before he did, he introduced me to this man right there that at the time was living in a trailer. He was the one that came up and he gave the King's Speech. He was living in a trailer, right? A trailer, and he was struggling to recruit in a traditional network marketing business, and he got involved with me in this business, and now he recruits hundreds of people a year. He's made over $700,000. He's got a 7-figure earner down line from him in his team, and he's literally got more than 10 six-figure earners in his organization, and all of that comes as a result of one relationship that I created 6 years ago when I first got started in the internet. That is the power of creating mass influence. It's not just influencing people, it's influencing people to create a personal change inside their heart that manifests in the outside world, that creates a wealth change in the outside world. See, I learned a long time ago that creating wealth is not just about what you're doing, it's also about how you're thinking, it's about how you're feeling, it's about what's going on inside your mind, and also the images that you're creating inside the minds of your team. And a lot of people don't realize that the way that you communicate or don't communicate, if you don't know, actually creates constructive or destructive imagery in people's brains. And if you really want to help people, if you want to help people transform, you can literally create transformations in people while you're selling at the same time, while you're getting them to make a decision, to where as you're getting them to make a decision to buy, they're actually having a personal transformation and a personal breakthrough that's going to lead to an increased result. And personally, if it's me, I don't just want to sell things, I want to sell things while I help people change and create a big result at the same time, because I know if I can change a human being, one human being can change the world. And that's what you just saw with Paul Hutchings. So here's what I'm going to do for you because you're watching this video. Look, I realize something, that $3,500 is not something that a lot of people have, but a lot of people do have $3,500 and they could just buy that product right now. And so really quick, I'm going to talk to two groups of people. I actually don't have the microphone, so if somebody could run this up here, I did tell somebody to put it right there. Oh, we do have the microphone. I want to introduce you to a couple of people that they didn't wait. In other words, they had the money, they got started, and they just made a decision to buy the Mass Influence Formula immediately. I'm going to talk about their financial results, and then I'm going to tell you what to do if you are the type of person that doesn't have the money. But I want to warn you here for a second in this video. I'm actually not going to take a fake excuse in this video, because some people will see this and they'll say, you know what, I'm going to try it out. And if it works, I'm going to end up buying the Mass Influence Formula. I'm not going to take the excuse, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But before I do that, I want to hand the microphone here to Tracy Walker to start. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, how much you've made, and what being all in and buying this product has done for you and your business.
Okay, well, prior to Empower Network, I was struggling with getting past in my business $10,000 a month. I was stuck somewhere around $8,500. And I joined Empower Network to teach me how I could break through that ceiling I had set for myself and how I could help others to break through whatever their next level was. When I saw that the Mass Influence Formula was available, I was in a financial position to buy right away. As a result of me doing that, not only have I been able to build one of the most stable organizations inside of Empower Network, I've been able to help a lot of people also realize that the resources that they need to purchase this product is actually within reach if they could just learn how to see it differently. And because of that, we've been able to help a lot of people change. A lot of people really feel the power of owning this product and know they can step into their power.
Absolutely. Give her a hand, everybody. Let's pass it over to Valerie. I know, Valerie, you had some struggles coming up with the money to buy the Mass Influence Formula. Why don't you tell us the story and how it's transformed your results?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You know, there was a time when it was frustrating for me because I used to be an attorney, and what happened was about 6 months into my maternity leave, the company I worked for went bankrupt, laid everybody off, and at the time I didn't know about this. By the time I came across it, I'd gotten into different things. I'd gotten into real estate. If I'd had my 401k, I would have cashed it in. All my savings were gone. I mean, I'd already done all of that, and I'd done some things, and it was all gone. So by the time I came across this, I was a single mom on welfare, over $75,000 in debt. And my family, I couldn't reach to them because they'd already helped me with some medical issues that I had. I mean, it was rock bottom. But I knew enough because I'd done enough research. I was like, I really wanted it. So there was actually something that you taught that I applied, and involved. We can get into more detail another time, but I involved basically. I went through and I made a list of things, and I took action. I just took action on it and trusted that I could do it, even though it didn't seem like it could make sense. And I actually was able to pull it off more than that. I actually set an intention, and I ended up with more money than I needed actually to do it. And I pulled it off in 3 days. In 3 days. I got to tell you, the first time I had a $3,000 day, it was beautiful.
Give her a hand, everybody. Give her a hand. Give her a hand. See, guys, this is what you want to understand, and I want to talk to two groups of people here for a second. And the first group I want to talk to is the people that are making an excuse in your brain, and that's that, I'm going to try it out, I'm going to see how it works, I'm going to see if it works, and then if it works for me, then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get all in, and I'm going to buy the Mass Influence Formula if it works. And here's why I'm going to talk to you, is because you got to stop making those excuses. Now, I'm not saying that because I think anything negative of you. I actually used to make excuses like that too, but when I got over it is actually when I started making money on the internet. Let me explain why. There's something that you're doing when you say, I'm going to try it out, try, right? And that's this. Your mind is doing something called a presupposition, because the word try in the English language is a presupposition unconsciously that you are going to fail. In other words, the only reason you're not making a decision is because you don't believe this is going to work for you. So you're saying it's not going to work for me, and I'm going to get in at the lower package because I'm going to see if it's going to work, and then I'll do it. Well, here's the problem with that, is that nobody's going to join somebody who's not sure of themselves. Nobody's going to join somebody who's not committed to make a decision. Nobody's going to buy a product from you that you're not committed to buy. That's the reality of the situation. Back in 2006, I was involved in an offline network marketing company, building, doing hotel meetings and all the stuff we teach people not to do. But I actually wasn't creating any success, and the reason was because I kept recruiting people, and they were getting into the company at the lowest possible package. So I called my upline, her name was Lori, and I said, Lori, I'm having trouble getting people in the top ticket package in this company. What's the problem? And she just paused and she said, that's a little awkward because everybody I sponsor, they all join at the top package. And I was like, really? And she said, yeah. And I was like, okay. And she goes, let me check something, Dave. And she logged into her back office. And then she goes, Dave? And I said, yeah. And then there was an awkward silence for about a minute and a half until I interrupted her, like this. And then I was like, okay, I'm sorry, are you still there? And she goes, yes, Dave, but I'm a little irritated. I said, why? And she said, I just logged in my back office, and I just saw that you actually haven't purchased this product. I said, yeah, that's right. She goes, oh. So you mean you want to sell something to other people that you're not willing to buy yourself, and you're mad because they won't do it? And I immediately felt awkward. And then here's what she said. She said, let me ask you something, Dave. And I said, okay. She said, do you think you could ever sponsor somebody like me, acting like that? And I knew in my mind the answer was no, because what was I doing is I was trying it out to see if it would work. So she did me the biggest favor anybody's ever done for me. And she said, here's what I'm going to do for you, Dave. I'm going to hang up the phone, and you got 24 hours to get in at that top package, and if you don't ever call me back. Right? And I was like, crap, you know what I mean? And so guess what I did? I just stopped. I got over my try mindset. I said, I'm going to do this, right? And I went and I purchased the top package. I called my credit card company or something like that and expanded my limit, right? And I just ended up buying that product immediately, okay? I got over my excuses. You know what? The next day, I was on the phone with a prospect who was looking at joining that business, and he said, you know what, Dave? I'm not going to get in at the top package. I'm going to just get in and try it out. And I did the same thing. Awkward pause, you know what I'm saying? And he interrupted me, and and he said, are you still there? And I said, yeah. And he said, okay, what's going on? And I said, so you're telling me that you want to get into this business and you want to sell this expensive package, right? And he said, absolutely. And I said, but you're not willing to do it yourself? And he paused. And I said, I'm going to do you a favor, and it's going to be the biggest favor I ever do for you. I'm going to hang up the phone, and if you don't get in at the top package, don't ever talk to me again. Right? A few minutes later, commission notification. You know what I'm saying? Because all of a sudden, it's like I had the power to do, right, what I wanted to do because I was congruent, right? I had done what I was teaching other people how to do. And what I find is that if you want to really get a result in your business, you got to learn how to become a product of the product. In other words, you got to use the product that you're selling. It's like if you have a Ford dealership, right? And then like somebody comes in and they say, hey, I want to buy the car that you've got. And you say, well, that's a little bit of a problem because I drive a Chrysler. Does that make sense? And you don't actually have a Ford, but you're selling them, right? The person would probably go over to the Chrysler dealership and buy a car where you bought it. And so this information is not just going to transform your business. It's the top ticket product in our business, and it's going to help you transform your income if you take the information and you actually apply it in your business and your life. Remember, you don't want to try it. You want to do it or not, right? There's only two options here, and the reality is that if you do it and you make a decision to do it, right, then this isn't really an option. You need this product, you need the information, and you need to be able to offer this product to other people and also generate commissions from that. And if you buy it, you're going to be able to do that. Now, other group of people that I want to talk to just for a minute here are the people who legitimately don't have $3,500, right? And I just want to speak to you just for a moment, not too much time, because number one, I feel for you and I understand. But number two, I don't want you to make excuses that aren't going to be good for you in your business and your life, because there's two kinds of people out there. There's people that are either rich or going to get rich, and there's people that are poor now or are going to get poor or are going to stay poor, right? And the reality is that rich people, they think different than broke people. And this is the question that I've got for you, and I asked this to the leadership that we've got in this room a little bit earlier on, right? I want to ask you a question, and that is, if the most rich person that you know, say it's Oprah Winfrey or Donald Trump, right? Let's say Donald Trump. He wants to build the biggest building in the world, and it cost him $2 billion, but he only has $1 billion. But he knows he can make money from it. What do you think he's going to do, right? It'll be 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, and he's going to come up with another $1 billion $3500 in resources. Why? Because he's not thinking about why he can't, he's thinking about why he can. And so you heard Valerie a little bit earlier on, the exercise I gave her is actually really simple. If you're seeing this video, and I'm not talking to the triers out there, I'm talking to the people who legitimately want to, but you know what, you don't have the resources right now. Here's what I'm going to challenge you to do, is to pull out a pen and a piece of paper and to come up with 50 ways right now that you could generate $3,500 and get in at the top level in this company and actually purchase this product, and not think about how you can't do it, but think about how you can do it and why you want to do it. And here's what I'm going to promise you if you do. If you think about, okay, I'm going to generate this money, how is it that I'm going to do it? And you just number that list from 1 to 50, your mind's going to go blank at some point, right? But then here's what's going to happen, is your mind's going to go blank, keep asking yourself, how can I do it? And then you're going to get what I call an inspired idea, like a flash of inspiration is going to come to you, and you're going to know that if I do that right now, I'm going to be able to generate the money, and I'm going to be able to purchase this product and actually have the products and the resources and the knowledge that I need to build my business the proper way and also get high ticket commissions. Does that make sense to you? So even if you don't have money, don't allow that to be an excuse, and here's why. If you're watching this video right now, I wanted to do something special for you in order to help you get access to this product right now, in order to help you to make a decision, and that's this. We have the Mass Influence Formula. It's $3,500. Well, in addition to that, we used to have a product called the Masters Course. It was something that we filmed at a high-ticket retreat in Costa Rica. It also cost $3,500. It's actually taken off the market now, but the information in that product is still good. Do you guys agree in the room? Right, it's still good. And so this product is actually off the market. You can't even email customer service and get a copy of it, right? It also used to cost $3,500, but we pulled it from the market, so we only gave access to the members that had already had it in the past, right? But if you buy this product right now, and you got to make a decision on this page to purchase this product, if you buy this product right now, we're also going to give you access to that product. But this is more of a philosophy thing, and this is why I want to talk to you here for a second, is because this is about people who are really crossing over that threshold where you're making a decision that this is where I'm going to plant my flag. This is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to do it. Look, we got enough social proof. We got $1 million earners in that room. Raise your hand if you've made over $1 million in this room. Just raise your hand. We got Lawrence Tam, Tracy Walker, Justin DiVerengia, right? And we got Alex Zubrev, and we got Aaron Rashkin right in the back. That's in the room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 $1 million earners, guys. And this room here is responsible for earning literally probably $20 million in commissions. See our income disclosure at empowernetwork.com/income. Where's the microphone here? I actually can't remember where I put it. I just want to ask really quick, in your personal business, will you spend personal time with anybody that does not decide to purchase the Mass Influence Formula?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because I recruited almost 2,000 people, and I
don't have time.
I don't have time for that, and I only focus on people that are most serious in their business.
Okay, give them a hand, everybody. Give them a hand. Justin Morenzi, I know you'll do new member coachings with people, but will you spend personal time with people that don't make a decision that they're going to upgrade and get all in eventually?
Not one-on-one time. Same situation as Alex. We sponsor like 10 people a day consistently for 4 years now due to this product, so we don't have the time to do that. So if you want to work closely with us, you have to show us you're committed, because we're super committed for our team's success. So they have to be willing to meet us halfway, and then we'll bend over backwards and do everything in our power to help our team members who are committed succeed.
And how much have you earned in your business?
$1.7 million. I just want to state this. Back in 2010, we were both teaching English in China for $1,200 a month, which is $14,400 a year. Our best day, thanks to Mass Influence Formula, $47,000.
Oh, give them a hand, everybody. Give them a hand. Okay, and how much have you earned, Alex? How much have you earned?
$1.1 million.
Awesome. Give them a hand, everybody. Give them a hand. Tracy, I know you're a $1 million earner as well. Will you personally work with somebody and spend a lot of time if they don't have the Mass Influence Formula in your team?
No, it's impossible to do. And my reasoning, I do have the same reasons as Alex and Justin and Dee, but one of the other important things is most people have goals and dreams that have a real dollar amount to them. And I'm just not in a position to help them without the information inside of this product. It's something they absolutely need to have in order to reach their goals. So I'm not willing to try to create all of this stuff to give them their goals if they're not willing to, like you said, meet you halfway, or it doesn't meet you halfway. Please learn the information so that I can help and serve them in the best way.
Everybody give her a hand. Give her a hand. Oh, how much have you earned in Empower Network?
$1.4 million.
$1.4 million. Give her a hand. Lawrence Tam. We got another $1 million earner here. Will you spend personal time with people if they aren't willing to get the mass influence formula?
I don't have enough time. I have 3 kids, and I associate like this. I have a background in engineering. I don't know if I would coach or mentor a new engineer if they're like, I want to be an engineer, but I don't want to buy my textbooks, but I want to do what you do. And to me, it's like you're wasting both of our time. You're not doing what I've done to get to where I am. And it's the same thing as business. If you're refusing to buy into education, then I have to teach you. I have 3 kids. Can't do that.
Exactly. 1.9 million right, is what you said. Give him a hand, everybody. Give him a hand. Right. We also got, I think, Aaron Rashkin back here. Aaron, how much have you earned in Empower Network?
Just about 1.3 million.
And you actually had your breakthrough from selling high ticket originally in the industry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your story and also just your thoughts on will you spend personal time with people in large quantities if they're not willing to get all in?
No, the key is to take full ownership of your business. And if you don't, I say when your wallet's in it, your heart's in it. So you can gauge pretty quickly who's committed to their success because the right person always finds a way to come up with the money. And so it's really not that much when you compare it to a traditional business model, franchises and retail stores, and even starting a small business that has nothing to do with, our industry. This is a very, very small amount of investment for somebody to make a big return. So that gauges, their commitment level. And then, of course, the information inside the product, that's critical if you really want to be a success, because if you're going to build a base of friends, fans, and followers and have influence over people so that when you communicate with them, they actually do what you ask them to do, which is either click on a link or go buy a product or show up at an event or take the actions that are necessary, this is the only way that you know that the people are serious about the results that they came here for. And that's the only way you can really help somebody is if they have the right information.
Awesome. Give them a hand, everybody. Give them a hand. Look, so this is the thing, and this is what I want to just talk to you guys about here for the next minute, and then it's decision time. Look, I'm serious about building Empower Network. In fact, when I got started online, I never intended on owning my own company, but there was a certain point in which I decided that I needed to start a company in order to help my team to live their dreams and goals, because that's what Empower Network is really all about. That's why the name is Empower Network. It's because it's a network that empowers people. The name actually describes what it does, and so this product is actually designed to empower you in your business while at the same time empowering you to earn high-ticket commissions. I actually had a breakthrough back in 2011 before I started this company where my income was stuck. I was actually making multiple 6 figures a year, but I couldn't break into the 7-figure mark. I couldn't get into the 6-figure a month mark in my own personal business. This is my personal business, see our average earnings disclosure. But I just had a question one day, and I said, I wonder if I could sell a high-ticket product literally on a video that was playing live on the internet, and I didn't even have to do any phone calls. And I literally got on a video on the internet at the beach in Costa Rica, and I made over $30,000 in one day in 2011. That showed me something. It showed me that if I could do that in one day, that I could help a massive group of people to do that. And so this extra bonus that I'm going to throw in that's also $3,500, we did over $30 million in sales just in that product alone because so many people have purchased this to increase their education and also have the ability to increase their income as well, because how do you sell things? You become a product of the product, and your story is the thing that actually sells the product itself. But this is the thing that I really want you to understand, is that your time is running out. And if you're watching this, there's not much time left because there are other people on this video right now who may be pulling out their credit card and making a purchasing decision. And you might have somebody like Justin Varengi, or somebody like Alex, or somebody like Tracy Walker, right? Or somebody like Aaron Rashkin, or somebody like Lawrence Tam, who's literally on the page right now, and they're going to go make $1.9 million, $1.7 million. And if they purchase this product before you, they might actually possibly be placed above you rather than below you because you took too long to make a decision. Because I made a decision once to start this company, and that was early on in 2011 when the idea was downloaded into my brain in order to start it, and I have never once questioned that decision. And that's what this is really all about. It's not about whether you're going to buy the Mass Influence formula or not. The real question in this video is, are you really going to make 6 and 7 figures a year or not? Are you going to decide to do it or not? To decide is to burn your bridges, to cut off other options. If you're going to decide to do this, then it's not optional to get in at the top. The only question is how and when. And so if you can do it right now, that's when I encourage you to do it, because this is literally urgent information. If you don't get access to it immediately, you literally could be missing out in your business. Imagine missing out on a Justin Varengi. Imagine missing out on a David Wood. Imagine missing out on an Aaron Rashkin. Imagine missing out on an Alex Zubrev. Pull out your credit card right now, click the button, get access to the Max Influence formula. You're going to need to follow a few steps. Number 1, purchase the product. Number 2, after you do, you need to download a form, sign that form, re-upload it back to the site, and that's to confirm your purchase to make sure that you're a real person. And I want to congratulate you and welcome you to the All-In Club at Empower Network. Everybody give them a hand. Give them a hand for making a decision. Give them a hand for making a decision. Give them a hand for making a decision. Congratulations on getting all in. Cool. That was good, I think.
One second. My girl Tracy got a bump on her head. We got
Oh, really? Oh, really?
I don't think I'm.
Well, she just is attracting expensive things to her. She can't help it. The law of attraction pulled the crystal off the ceiling. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, so guys, there's one more sales video that we need to create. That's a sales video, but it actually I've already got this pretty much in my head. So let me kind of describe it. We'll get brief suggestions to it, okay? But I want to keep it brief, and then we'll just make it, okay? And that is the bonus video that unlocks when they finish the 8 Core Commitment series, okay? That bonus video basically is to get all in for a $1,000 discount, okay? So if they come through the funnel that's selling up to the team building formula for $9.97. By the way, I think we made 18 sales of that bundle on last night's webinar, so that's actually really good, right? For the amount of guests that we had on there, and so give yourselves a hand for that. So if somebody comes through that, right, it'll be additional $500 discount because they already got a $500 discount, right? But if somebody comes in and they buy other things at full price, it'll be $1,000 off whatever's left. Does that make sense to everybody in here? So the video that I've got in there is basically how we're going to do our next $100 million in sales, right? And how they can profit from it. And it's a pretty simple video. It basically just talks about what we've done, talks about how we're going to do it again, bigger, better, and faster, right? And then they already know what the products are, so it's just we're offering them a discount. Because the psychology behind this is, right, they see the welcome video, they watch the 8 Core Commitments, they're educated at the full price of the products and how much they normally cost. Maybe they want to make a decision or are trying to come up with the resources already, but maybe don't have them, and then they've only got 6 days left to get it for a $1,000 discount. Now, that pressure to make a decision and to come up with the money in 6 days, right, what's it going to do? It's going to move people over the line in order to help them to make a decision. And so basically in this video, I think what we should do is we should congratulate people for completing the Fast Start series, right? Start by congratulating them. And then basically, I'm going to do like, I'm going to talk to you guys, right, in a room. So we'll give this like it's a private, this is at a private mastermind. And I'll also talk to them about how we're going to do our next $100 million in sales, right, over the next year. And then we'll tell them how they can profit from it, and basically to capitalize on it, they need to position themselves and to get all in. Does that make sense to everybody in here? Yeah. So that's basically the psychology of it. So is there any suggestions in order to make that process better?
I was just thinking, during the time between the first purchase and the 7-day expiry, if there was even like, 8-minute or 10-minute interviews with each one of the $1 million income earners that was in a follow-up campaign that went out automatically with be the interview, buy now button underneath, right? And it just automatically went out with emails during the 7 days.
And that's kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. Like a follow-up through the week after the video. Okay. Yeah, we could do that. Probably not right now at this moment, but yeah, I could do that here, something like that. Any other suggestions in the room?
Yeah, there'll be people that may not actually watch the video for the mass influence formula. They may click off. And it's just possible. I just know there's a lot of people that just don't. They don't
not everybody's going to watch every video we've got.
So maybe we want to address the whole thing about the not having money and all the mindsets, all the stuff we just did might be needed here as well.
Okay, great. We'll do that. Any other suggestions? Anything? Okay, I'm pretty much ready. So I'm going to write how we're going to let the next 100 million on the board, and then I'm going to take a 5-minute energy break. If Will's around somewhere, is Will around or? You'll look for him. Okay, have Will come up and do his voodoo. It's not voodoo. We're joking. Somebody's like. All right, hold on. The next. Yeah. Yeah, basically, if you want to do an energy reset real quick, I'm going to go use the restroom and drink coffee or something.
Okay, sweet.
And then do another sales video.
How much time do you want?
5 or 10 minutes. Huh? This is actually the one where we do push Kevin in the pool.
I think so. I'm totally down for it.
Playing with this idea for too long.
Yeah.
I think after all this teasing, I need to let Kevin push me in the pool, is what I think. All right, I'll be back in a minute.
All right, cool. So let's go ahead and let's do a quick shake out here. If you're at home, let's participate. So everybody's going to stand up. Yeah, shake the dog. I'm going to take off my rings here so I don't fling them across the room. Okay, all right. Here we go. So we're going to start off, just kind of give it a little warm up here. Start shaking it out, and then shake it up. Okay, that's good. That's good. Go ahead and sit down. Go ahead and sit down. So, can I show you something else around affirmations? Would that be all right? Yeah? This is what I call the Kung Fu Panda, right? Okay, the Kung Fu Panda. And so how many of you guys saw Kung Fu Panda 2? Raise your hand if you did. That exposes which of us have kids, probably, right? So there's this scene where, he's supposed to find inner peace. And when he finds inner peace, he can do he can do amazing things with Kung Fu. And so he finally finds his inner peace. He's out on a little piece of flotsam in the middle of the ocean, and then these ships are shooting cannonballs at him. Right? Who remembers the scene? Raise your hand if you remember the scene. So he has these cannonballs shot at him. Now, of course, this is probably breaks every law of physics that there is, but it's a super cool thing, right? So they shoot this cannonball at him, and then he reaches out one hand, grabs the cannonball, and shoots it back, right? And then shoots it back at the ship and blows it up. Same idea as doing Aikido. Anybody ever seen an Aikido master, videos of an Aikido master doing their things, right? The guy comes up and throws a punch. Aikido master just steps to one side, grabs the energy, just kind of tosses it to one side, right? Or you've seen Dave Sifu doing his stuff, and he does some crazy stuff like that too. So essentially, with this, and this is just a quick addition, something you can add to your arsenal. Some of the most important affirmations that you develop are going to be around your most difficult thoughts, right? Who does negative head chatter from time to time? Come on, let's be honest, right? Okay, everybody, right? And where is your head chatter more common? Is it when your energy's high or when your energy's low? Yeah, typically the lower your energy gets, the more negative head chatter you're going to get. So one of the first solutions is just to ignore it and do things to raise your energy, right? But if you do get negative head chatter, and you're getting something consistently. So typically speaking, with negative head chatter, there's going to be certain comments that come up more frequently than other comments. Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, right? So for most of us, there's 1 to 5 comments that'll hit us over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? And there's some pretty predictable ones. Around money, probably the number one that comes up is one around deserving. Something now they might not say it exactly like that, but it's going to be I'm not worth it, or I'm not worthy, or I don't deserve all this, or I'm not good enough, something like that. Raise your hand if you've ever had a thought like that. Okay, so if you look around the room, it's almost everybody. And those that aren't raising their hand or shaking their head yes. So this is something that comes up. So this is a simple little formula for dealing with that negative thought, and it basically does the Kung Fu Panda, right? It takes what's given to us, or what the mind does, and then it sends back out something more positive out into the world. Is that cool? Okay. So here's the basic formula for doing that. 3-step formula for changing your most common negative head chatter. First one is you got to recognize it. Right? If you don't recognize that you're doing it, can you change it? No. And sometimes we don't want to admit that this stuff's going through our head. We're oh yeah, everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. If you've got a thought that's hitting you over and over and over again, it's not fine. That thought is one of the things that's keeping you from moving out to the next level of your success. And what happens in that thought today can be different than what it is next week, or it can hit you again at another level. So for example, people will run into barriers at certain plateau levels. I'm fine up to $100,000, but then when I go shoot for 150 or for 200, all of a sudden I lock up and I'm not worthy again. Or I'm worthy up to $500,000, but as soon as I go to $1 million, it's like I lock up again, and it's like, well, that's not right, or whatever. So with this particular thing, we've got to recognize that it's going on. And so what I recommend is that about once a week you sit down and you go, okay, I'm going to review the last week. Has there been any head chatter that's been pretty consistent? And for me, I find that about once a week it kind of changes depending on circumstances that are going on, depending on my goals, and depending on whatever else is happening in my life, right? So step one is to recognize it. Step two is to replace it, and I'm going to show you the formula that I use to replace it. And this is where we're going to do a little bit of mental Aikido to take that negative thought and spin it back into something positive. Because here's the cool thing. The negative thought actually contains the seed of your greatness. Okay? I'm going to say it again. The negative thought contains the seed of your greatness. I'm going to show you how here in a minute. Right? And then the third R is to reinforce. And so what you do there is you reinforce the new thought based on the work that you did in step two, and you're going to reinforce it with repetition and with emotional intensity, right? Repetition and intensity until what? Until it's part of who you are and how you show up in the world naturally and automatically, right? Then you can move on to something else. How long does that take? That can happen quick. I've seen that happen in 4 repetitions. I've also seen it happen over 90 days or 120 days or a full year. So I'm not going to tell you how long. If it's worth changing, you keep on reinforcing it until the change happens. And how long is that? It's until it happens, right? Okay, so with that, let's talk about the Aikido maneuver. So the Aikido maneuver is first off to take the thought that has hit us, right? And since a really common one is some form of I'm not good enough, I don't deserve this, can we take that one as an example, right? And so let's just brainstorm here for a minute. So the thought is, I am not good enough. Okay? The question we're going to ask ourselves is this, essentially, is what is the intention behind that thought? Or what purpose is that thought serving? And I'm going to pause for a minute, and I'm going to back up and explain what I'm talking about.
It's to protect you from, being just,
It's to protect you from setting an expectation and then being crushed.
It could be. It could be. Let me explain this idea though first here. So hang on to that thought. We'll come back around to you. Every thought statement has the thought statement, and then it has an intention. Or in NLP, we say that there's behavior and intention, or there's a belief and an intention. So the belief part is actually what you're saying in your head. The intention is what you're trying to accomplish, or what deep human need is being satisfied by that particular thought, right? And that's what he's speaking to. So for example, someone who says I'm not good enough in their head, their intention could be one of protection. Right. That could be one thing. What's another thing that it could be? So let's write this down. So protection could be our intention. Someone else tell me, what else could I am not good enough have an intention to do?
Get more self-love.
Yeah, so the intention really behind this is to love the self, right? So we're going to put love the self. Okay? What else could an intention be for this? And it probably is going to be different depending on the person, but what else could it be?
How's the intention of self-love? Does that fit?
So if the person is saying, I am not good enough, what they want to feel is, okay. I want to feel okay about me. Right? The intention is, so what deep human need is resting underneath this could be love of self. It could be something else. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see.
Okay, you with me? Okay. What else could it be? Because it could be probably a bunch of things. But what else could it be? I'm not good enough. What's that? Approval. Yeah, this would be one where it's approval. Okay, what else? Let's get one or two more.
Old belief patterns.
Okay, yeah, but what is the deep psychological need that's underneath the old belief pattern?
Like seeking attention.
Okay, could be like attention. Let's get one more. Is everybody with me on how this works? Okay, yeah, recognition, attention, recognition, okay, recognition, okay, etc. Anybody else have anything? Okay, so let's just use these, right? So one by one. So if we're crafting a new statement, you don't want just a random thing. The fastest way to really deeply satisfy your psychology as you're making a replacement affirmation here is to satisfy whatever your own personal deep human need is that's underneath what you're saying. Does that make sense? Right? So if your deep human need is protection, what should be the focus of your replacement statement? Protection. Right? I protect myself by creating a six-figure income. Okay? You with me? Raise your hand if you're with me. Who thinks that's like freaking ninjutsu? Okay? Like seriously, right? Isn't that amazing? It's like you're taking the seed of good that is inside of the negative statement and you're flipping it around and shooting the cannon back at the boat. Right? That's exactly what you're doing. You're taking the energy of your opponent's punch, you're grabbing a hold of it, and using the energy of the negativity against itself, right? It's ninjutsu. So if the intention is love of the self, what's your new replacement statement going to be? If it's around making money, right? So if it's around making money, it would be something like, I show myself love by generating a six-figure income. Right? Or a seven-figure income, or by generating a diamond business. Okay, you guys with me? Okay, raise your hand if you're with me. Okay? If it's approval, right? And we would say approval from whom, right? Like approval from dad, approval from mom, right? What does that get you? We might end up with something else, right? But like, it's like I receive the approval I need by generating, teams of people and a six-figure income. Right? You with me? Chad, you have a comment or a question?
Yeah, I actually do. How do you figure out which one it is, like specifically?
Well, that's going to be real individual, right? And so what I tell people is when you got it, it hits you here or it hits you here.
Because I feel it's like when I have chatter going on, it's usually not loud enough where I actually hear it. It's just like kind of background noise.
I know.
But it makes me...
That's the first part of the problem. The first part of the problem is that for most people, they don't even realize that they've got toxicity going on.
Yeah.
Right?
And so it's like, it gets me.
It shows up out of their mouth, and everybody around them can hear it, but they literally don't even realize they're doing it in their head. Right? But anyway.
Yeah, so I just get like the stress in my temples from it going on. Like there's something in there. I have no clue what it is, and I don't know what it's. So I don't know its attention, or like I don't know what it's saying for one thing, and I don't know what its attention. So I can't, or I haven't figured out how yet to spin it around.
Well, if you can't recognize the thought, you can't use this technique.
Right.
You've got to use a different technique. Doesn't mean you can't use one that doesn't direct more at emotions. And if, like I drew this yesterday, hang on.
I can't see that.
Okay, just in case anybody didn't see it yesterday, in this wheel right here, right now we are up. Before we've been operating on the level of action and physiology.
Okay.
And so if you've got like a tension in your head and you're not even sure what it is, you're not going to be operating on the level of thoughts because you haven't recognized it. You don't even know what it is. In the moment you do recognize it, you can go right after the thought, and now we're operating at the level of thought.
Okay.
Okay. If you recognize the emotion, you're like, I feel sad. There are techniques, and maybe I'll teach you one before the end of the day, where you can operate directly on sensations or emotions.
Cool.
Okay. Is that cool?
Totally.
Yeah, great question though. Let's give him a round of applause. Okay, and then one last thing here. Then we'll turn it back over to Dave. So if the need is attention, then what is the affirmation statement become around, right? It becomes around, I'm giving myself the attention I need, or I'm creating the attention that I need by building my business, creating a six-figure income, going diamond, right? If it's recognition, I'm going diamond because it gives me the recognition I need, right? And so what we're doing is we're taking the seed of truth, the seed of good, the deep psychological need that's underneath the negative statement, and we're turning it back around and turning it towards something good. I'd give a demo of this, but I think we want to bring Dave back up to keep on doing sales videos. But does everybody have the basic idea here? Okay? Raise your hand if you feel like you could do this with a negative thought. Okay, we got a couple of you that are still like kind of on the fence about that, but it looks like about 2/3 of the room. So maybe we'll come back around to this later on, but for now, let's go ahead and bring